Hello and welcome back to Tristrike Tuesdays. Opening up on the gold bracket here. Hawkblog versus a silly name for now, which is a little silly. First game, Spot Zones Umami. We saw this earlier. We talked about the split zones and how it can fall a little stagnant at times, especially on if you're trying to retake. Trying to get both sides locked down as well as trying to get picks at the same time. It can be very difficult. I'm joined by my co-host for right now, Gabe. Hello, welcome in.
Hello, Velvet. I am super excited to be here on Gold Bracket here for a Tri-Strike Tuesday 19. Yes, we for our three maps here and modes will be Umami Ruins Zones, Shipshape Cargo Co, and Hagglefish Market. It will be in all zones um throughout Gold Bracket.
Yes, I'm excited. I've never played. Wait, no, I don't think I've ever played in a gold bracket, but I have won the silver bracket before for Tricycle Tuesdays. It's going to see how different, if any, different these teams to play, and I'm looking forward to it. Silly name for now went 2-1 in groups compared to Hawk Block, which also went. Oh, they went 1-2. It's gonna be interesting. Should be an even matchup here.
Yes, it will be. But let's go ahead and get into game one on Umami Ruins. We
Here we
see a
go.
pretty basic comp on the side of a silly name for now. Uh, and on the side of Hawk Block, especially with that Dread Ringer on a silly name with the pencil, that is a pretty deadly combo to go against.
Yes. However, two going down early, and Hawk, Hawk, the Hawk Block. Let's try and get an early push here, but not too long, as silly name for now retakes the zone. But Hawk Block getting an early little stagger here, just trying to keep control of mid, and finally gets it. A lot of trades back and forth here. It's very difficult to keep up with what's happening now. It's very back and forth opening. As the silly name for now retakes the zone, retakes control of mid, and trying gets Hawk Block on a stagger early on. Zuka coming out though. Again, another trade back and another retake. Now for Hawk Block. This game is all over the place.
Sorry about that, but alright. Sorry, I gotta catch you up here. Uh okay, Hawk Block here is so far in the lead here. It looks like in the middle right now is just a stagger and looking for zone, but it looks like Hawk Block here is going to be able to hold and retake the zone here, getting out of their penalty points, counting down the ticker again with this Inkjet getting out, getting no picks because of a silly name for now's movement. As the Dreadringer does push into the middle area with a silly name for now, getting two and retaking the zone here. Hawkblock is going to have to reposition here and try and make another push.
Oh,
Oh, and
looks like
we
a host DC there. Unfortunate. That was a really back and forth game too. I was excited to see the outcome of that. Both teams very even
but
on neutral. It was just a constant back and forth, like watching a tennis ball almost. Very exciting stuff from each team.
I think it was past the 50-point mark, but I don't know if they will do a redo or not. It might go to, I think, Hawk Block.
What's the time?
Probably not, though. I don't know if it was past the 50-point mark or not.
I think that will be a replay. I don't think it was past 230 or past 50. I could be wrong on that.
Yeah, I think they might do a reading. For all the people that don't know what a redo is, you have to play on the same map, same mode, and same gear and same weapons.
Yep, no changes. Beside potentially the result. I mean, we'll never know the outcome of that game, but I really want to know the outcome of that match because that was some exciting stuff that each team was pulling out there. Very even matchup. At least that's what it looked like to me.
Yeah, I only think the redo isn't allowed past the 50-point mark, and the host isn't the one who gets disconnected. It's just one of the players.
I saw I believe it was a rapid deco, which looked to be an anchor. I could be wrong. Maybe I saw both pencils on each team, but it's a very interesting pick, especially for zones. I know you have
it was
the
playing
inkjet for
more
utility.
of an anchor.
You know, you have the inkjet for utility and just kind of getting eyeballs on you, but it's a very difficult painting weapon. You gotta hope that your team can put out enough paint output to just try and keep hold of that that middle area.
Yeah, we are just waiting for any note of a redo or not here. I think it will be a redo, as it was a host disconnection. So whatever happens in the, but we will see. It was a pretty back and forth match.
Very intense.
So we do know that both now that we have seen a little bit of gameplay from both teams, they do have a pretty even skill matchup here.
Yeah, and I hope every set is as exciting as this one. Excuse me, I'm fumbling on my words here. I guess I'm just so blown away by that first game.
Yeah, me too. Not really much to talk about.
I guess it's taking a while for this lobby to come back up. Here we go, finally.
All right, we are back.
Umami
now
zone.
We are back into the match. As we said earlier, it has to be the same weapon, same gear, and same everything, no matter what. And we are going to go into the redo match here. Both teams are hoping for a win on this first match here.
Yeah, I was right. A pencil apiece. Very meta. We all know that. And Ellie Zukapik there for a silly name, as they look to try and cap the zone early. But again, right back into that back and forth action. Only a 2 count on the zone. And then Hawk block, only a 1 count. Very even neutral. It's looking like it's going to take a bit of maybe individual skill to, get kind of the zone moving for either team here, as it just goes back and forth. We mentioned earlier about how stagnant this map mode can be. As, again, this zone is just not moving. A lot of neutral play right now, as only 5 points have been counted down. A ceiling in for now, looking to get the countdown here. Bubble up, and finally able to push into some space, and finally push further past mid into court. And a great pick there by the Zuka.
Yes, here a silly name for now here is holding their ground really well, but Hawk Block does bring out that Trizuka, getting 1 pick but not getting any more with a face-off between the thing, but does get with Decavitator does go down with the Rapid Plaster here. Hawk Block is pushing into middle here, and they are going to retake the zone, putting a silly name for now into penalty points here. Hawk Block is doing a pretty well job of holding their ground in the middle with Cooler coming out on the side of Hawk Block here. A silly name for now. Looks like they're trying to push here, but they do get blocked out by Hawk Block here, as
The
Hawk
red
Block
side is just
is going to
denying a lot of
take,
space.
as Hawk Block does take the lead.
Yeah, they need to find an answer quickly as they push past the bubble and try and get in the mid, stalling it for now. And there goes another DC, but it is now past 50. Really unfortunate that this game had to go this way after such a tight game. But maybe, just maybe, I've both won and lost with and against a 3-person team. So we'll see if they can pull this out. But as only the pencil remains for Hawkblock, Stealing in for now just looks to just hold his own, not get too confident, you know, not play too risky. They have what is essentially almost a free game here. They don't want to get carried away, but Hawkblock just stalling the zone for now, trying to just shred onto a little bit of hope. Gets a pick, gets 3 picks, 3 go down, and that's a huge take, and that's a huge lead keep as they start winding down that penalty for Hawkblock, and another 2 picks.
Yes, Hawk Block here, even with a disconnection, is holding well here with the lead that they have. But a silly name for now does have a slight advantage, especially with the disconnection that happened. Sadly, it was over the 50-point mark, so there was no redos here. As a silly name for now does retake the middle here with 1 down on the side of Hawk Block here. A silly name for now is going to push deep in the side into Hawk Block's spawn here, which is just going to give them a insane advantage, as Hawk Block does have a disconnection here, and it doesn't look like Hawk Block has much of a chance to even take the zone even a little bit, and a game 1 does go to a silly name for now.
Yeah, just unfortunate lockout. Again, unfortunate DC. You hate to see games go that way. I've definitely been on the losing end of a DC in a set. It doesn't feel good. But even with the disconnection, they fought for a while. They fought hard. They got an amazing triple and was able to retake for at least a little bit. And they've got a lot to show for themselves, a lot to be proud of in that first game. Let's hope game 2 and 3 will be a 4v4, but I'm sure we've all had shaky connections before. And it's just a sad way to lose, unfortunately. But other than that, really even teams. I'm sure this is going to be a great set to watch for the rest of it.
Yes, I am very excited to see what happens in the next game. We have Ship Shape Cargo Co.
Very lockout heavy map, at least in my experience. You want to take the top right, top left. You want to hold those high points, as well as just keeping their card and their drop covered in your ink. Very hard to get back in, especially if you stagger early. It's not a place you want to stagger. And let's just see how this goes.
We have a slight problem. I have to leave. Like now.
Okay, that's unfortunate. I can solo. That's fine.
I'm sure we'll get our commentator to sub very soon. I'm sorry, Velvet, to leave you alone like this, but
That's completely fine. I will be in the thralls of this absolute thrilling set that I'm sure we're about to get.
good luck, brother. All right, bye.
Alright, unfortunate. Hopefully we can get a replacement soon. In the meantime, we await game 2. Ship shape zones again. Very lockout heavy. And I just realized I have no one to bounce off of. So I apologize if I seem a little shaky or it seems a little quiet. Here we go. Game 2. Ship shape zones. Again, that Rapid Deco coming out this time. A Rapid Pro. removing the pencil, going for the zap paint. Sword and decav, very interesting on the side of a silly name. And on the side of Hawk Block, Dreadringer pencil, a lot of paint output. As a silly name gets an early take here, gets an early lead, but that Dread just trying to poke off the ledge, maybe get a pick in zone. Not gonna happen. Again, pencil backing up, but the decav, aggressive play, confident play from the decav, gets a 2, gets 3, and an amazing start for silly name here. Just holding out the crab in court, and they have all the space in the world to work with. Jet is on deck for the decav, as again another goes down for Hawk Block, and they are struggling, they are teetering in spawn. But the pencil getting the pick on the Jet there, and this pencil maybe trying to get a foot back in the door for a Hawk Block. And finally gets the retake on zone, leaving silly name with a hefty penalty, 54 penalty, as they try to work down some of the points here to get this match a little closer than what it once was.
Rev up those fryers.
Okay, zone in a stalemate here. There we go. Hawkmock taking it back, at least for a moment. Tristrike's in court, trying to get another pick. 2 don't go down for silly name. Hawkblock trying to just get this zone back. 2v2 situation. Can they hold on to zone? Can they get this lead back? It's looking tough. Crab out. But no, silly name takes it. Takes the zone back. Keeps that lead as they try and now work down this penalty. Well, coming out on the side of silly name. It's Hawkblock again just trying to maneuver back. This Dread getting a little pinched and a little caught, but somehow surviving, living against all the odds. Strikes comes out for Hawkblock, but still not quite capped. There it goes. Now, can they take advantage of this situation? 3v3, but that's Stamper and Decap just pushing them back. Another trade as 2 go down for Hawkblock. Pencil just trying to hold the zone, trying to keep the high ground, and trying to get this lead now. Trying to get them back into the set here. And just trying to poke out that inkjet. But no luck there, but still holding onto the zone. Really close to cooler here. But Hawkblock, oh, sorry, silly name, takes it back. And doesn't quite lose the lead just yet. This is a very intense set. I'm loving this set right now.
As am I, Velvet. Hello there. I'm here to join you out in this commentating.
Hello, thank you. It's glad to have
Yes,
some company.
don't even worry about it. But yeah, I've been watching this set just from the sideline. Saw the little emergency happen, so Navy asked me to step in. And of course, I'm also loving the set as we saw Hawk Block taking that lead there, trying to push in, getting a lot of space, pushing through that penalty, holding it still strong, maintaining so much space up here, as you were commentating earlier for them. And it was just so impactful, especially that Jet pencil taking out that Jet, not letting them get any value as we see them break through their penalty, starting to get points on the board,
Here we go,
allowing them to finally take the lead here, putting silly name up on the ringer here with only a minute left on the clock, but with 15 points remaining. Will it be enough? The decaf on the zone, able to find a couple picks, 2 down, keeps
It's
going,
not gonna be
able to
enough.
fill it, but it's not enough as the pencil secures
Oh.
the decaf and takes this game for a Hawk Block here.
There we go. 1-1 in this set. Very intense first game. Even with that DC, we saw how intense this team could play. And a silly name for now, even with the DC game 1, able to get 3 picks and able to hold zone, even if it was just for a little bit, to prove, hold on, we're not going down yet. We are here to fight. We are here to win. And even after game 1, not letting it get to their heads, proving why they're in gold bracket here is silly name. Great push and a great hold, but it just wasn't held for long enough.
Yeah, I think that DC really did help slow them down and not give them the, losing a player is like always really bad, especially whenever you can't have that reset you need anymore. And just permanently being down is always an uphill battle. But even then, we saw them going in. We saw them playing around their teammates. What they had, they were making the most of the opportunity. So we're gonna pray, fingers crossed, that we don't see another DC here getting into our game 3. It could honestly go for either team, especially if
This
we have
is
another issue
yes,
here.
this is at least the closest set we've seen all night. And I am excited. I am pumped for game 3. Haggle zones. We saw this map earlier. A lot of flanks down the right with the brush. I don't think they really have either team have much of a flanking weapon. Maybe a dualies, but other than that, I don't know. It's going to be an interesting neutral game, that's for sure.
We can definitely see, with that charcoal decav out here, we might see them switch over to more of a more flank heavy play style. But charcoal having that wall is like very disruptive already on its own. So it's going to be very interesting to see what we get from. I believe it was Silly Name bringing that out into this match here. Getting into it already, both teams bringing out some pretty interesting comps. Seeing the Zimmy, the Zinc Mini, that is one of my favorite weapons to see, as well as seeing the Rapid Blast Draco from the side of a Silly Name. That is already a comp. Personally, I am Zimmy holds a special heart in my heart. Just
Uh,
from one of my teammates playing, as we see both these teams pushing in as Hawk Block takes over the zone already, getting into the match, giving them a couple points on the board, keeping it going with that slider and the cooler online. They're going up, getting 3 down on the side of Silly Name, able to get that cooler out, but forced to back up and retreat, giving them a lot more space as we see the control, the pencils fighting each other, trying to find that last pick as we see Silly Name starting to push back in here, getting their regrouping as the decav goes in, tries to find a pick, but unable to find it as another bubble comes up from that Zimmy. The jet pop with the strikes online, forcing that crab to retreat, forcing that pencil back. Both teams just going at it as we see Hogblock getting another stagger wipe here, one down after the other, left and right. They are going in already, taking it down to 30, keeping it going, pushing up, not letting them have any breathing room right here. Just holy offense right here, folks. Nothing is online. Silly Name unable to get in as the timer goes down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and unable for Silly Name to get in there. We saw an explosive opening from Hawk Block there, able to control that entire match and secure just a really quick KO. They were not playing around this game.
my mind is blown with what we if after the first 2 games we just watched, to have it just done and dusted within less than a minute is insane. Hawkblock just showing out, and it's almost as if they were going easy mode for the first 2 games, and they just locked in game 3 and said, all right guys, enough playing around, enough toying with our food, it's time to just go out there and put on a show for the ages. I mean, I am.
That was most definitely the definition of locked in. There was not a moment of downtime. We didn't see any rest, no whatsoever. They just kept on getting picks. They
We
kept on
saw,
trying to get those staggered wipes, denying them cooler, even not letting them get any
yeah,
value off of it. Having
we saw
it
one
was
cooler, I think, for a special, and that was maybe it. But yeah, again, just couldn't get anything out of it. They were just hard staggered, hard pushed back. Hawkblock showing why they're in gold bracket. I mean, both teams did, but that game 3 was a statement of
it really
where
was
we've come to win today.
that is the winner mindset. I'm sure we'll be seeing more from Hawk Block later in this set here, or later in this block rather. As we get into our round 2, I believe we're going to be going on a short break
Yes.
while we wait on that to get started up.
Yes, we shall be right back.